What if I told you your life in 2026 won't change because of motivation, and not because of luck, and not because of one viral breakthrough or sudden success? But those things feel exciting, but they don't last. But the real reason most people stay stuck is because they chase exciting habits and ignore the boring habits that actually work. And right now, millions of people are planning big goals for the future. New year, new dreams, and new promises to finally change. Then they feel motivated, hopeful, and ready for the year. But a year from now, most of them will be standing in the same place, same stress, same excuses, and the same routine. And not because they're lazy or incapable, but because when motivation faded, they chose comfort over consistency. But here's the uncomfortable truth most people avoid. The life you'll be living in 2026 is being built right now, and not by big decisions or dramatic moments, but by the small boring things you either do every single day or keep avoiding. Because these habits don't look impressive, and they don't go viral, and they don't give instant results, but they work slowly and quietly. And if you commit to them long enough, they don't just change your year, but they change who you become. So in this video, I'm going to share you 10 boring habits that don't feel powerful today, but it will completely transform your life by 2026 if you stick to them and stay until the end. Because the final habit is the one most people skip, and it's the exact reason they never become who they know they could be. So without further delay, let's get into the video. Habit number 1, wake up at the same time. This sounds like a boring, because no miracle morning routine and no 5 a.m. hustle hype. Just one thing is consistency. See, most of the people wake up at different times every day, late on weekends and early on weekdays. And then they wonder why they feel tired, unfocused, and unmotivated all the time. Because here's the truth. Your brain loves rhythm. And when you wake up at the same time every day, then your body knows what to expect. Then your energy becomes steady, and your mind feels clearer, and your focus improves naturally. And you don't fight yourself every morning anymore. And you don't negotiate with the alarm. And you just get up. And slowly, without forcing discipline becomes automatic. And by 2026, this one simple habit can make you calmer, sharper, and more in control of your life without adding anything extra to your routine. Habit number 2, plan for tomorrow. See, most of the people wake up already behind. They open their eyes, then they grab their phone and let the world decide their day. Messages, notifications, other people's priorities. But here's the simple habit that most people ignore. Every night, spend just 5 minutes of planning for tomorrow. Not a long to-do list, and not a complicated system. Just 3 important things that actually matter, and that's it. And when you wake up knowing what matters most, then you move with direction instead of confusion, and you act with clarity instead of chaos. Because your energy goes into action, not decisions. And over the months, that clarity compounds into real progress. And one more important thing, you don't need a perfect plan. You just need a clear one. Habit number 3, daily walking. No podcast, no motivation playlist, and no scrolling. Just walking. It feels too simple, but it's matter. Because this is one of the most powerful habits you can build for mental clarity. Because when you walk without noise, then your brain finally gets space. Space to think, process, and breathe. Then your stress starts to drop, and your thoughts slow down. Then ideas come back, and problems begin to untangle on their own. This isn't exercise, it's a mental reset. Because in a world that is constantly loud, but this habit trains you to be calm. And by 2026, daily silent walking will make you emotionally stronger and clearer in your decisions. Habit number 4, eating the same simple meals. See, most of the people overcomplicate the food. They jump from one diet to another. New plans, new rules, and new promises. And then they quit. But here's the truth. Repetition beats perfection. So you don't need variety every day. But you just need a consistency. So find a few simple healthy meals and eat them most days. Then the result? Less decision fatigue and more stable energy. Because when your body feels predictable, then your mind becomes calm. So this habit won't impress anyone and it won't go viral. But year after year, it quietly upgrades your health, your discipline, and your mental strength. Habit number 5, saving before spending. This habit isn't exciting, and it doesn't give you a dopamine hit. And at first, it feels uncomfortable, but it quietly changes everything. Because most of the people spend first, then save whatever is left. Flip the order. Save first, then live on what remains, even if the amount feels small, and even if it feels insignificant. Because what you're really training isn't money, it's patience. Because delayed gratification, the ability to say not now so you can say yes later. This single habit builds self-trust, and it reduces financial anxiety. And over the time, it gives you something rare: options. The option to say no, walk away, and not beg to anyone. And by 2026, this boring habit won't just save you money, it will buy your freedom. Habit number 6, reading 10 pages a day, not 50 pages, and not one book every week, but just 10 pages. And that's it. But most of the people say they don't have time to read, but somehow they always have time to scroll, to watch random videos, and to consume content that teaches them nothing. And 10 pages don't feel heavy, and your brain doesn't resist them. And that's why this works. Because 10 pages a day turns into 12 to 15 books a year, and without pressure. So reading doesn't just give you information, it quietly upgrades how you think, and how you speak, and how you understand the world. Habit number 7, keeping promises to yourself. This habit is invisible, but it quietly shapes your entire identity. So every time you tell yourself, "I'll do it tomorrow," and you don't, then something small breaks inside you. And you don't just skip the task, you lose trust in yourself, and over the time, that loss adds up. So, start small. If you promise yourself 10 minutes of work, just do it. Not because it's hard, but because you said you would. Then each kept promise builds self-respect. Each action tells your brain, "I can trust myself." And when you trust yourself, then you stop waiting for motivation. And by 2026, this habit turns you into someone who acts, not because they feel inspired, but because they keep their word to themselves. Habit number 8, weekly reflection. Once a week, just 20 minutes. Sit down and ask yourself 3 honest questions. What worked this week? And what didn't work? And what needs to change next week? But most of the people never do this. They move from one week to the next on autopilot, repeating the same mistakes and living the same days, then wondering why nothing changes. But a weekly reflection creates awareness, and awareness creates correction. So it helps you catch small problems before they become permanent patterns. Then, over the time, this habit turns your life from something that happens to you into something you intentionally design. Habit number 9, limiting who gets access to you. This habit feels lonely at first, but it's powerful, because not everyone deserves your time, energy, or attention. But by reducing unnecessary conversations, scrolling, and drama, then you protect your focus. So this isn't about cutting people off harshly, but it's about choosing your environment carefully, because your environment shapes your future more than motivation ever will. Habit number 10, doing one hard thing every day. This is the most boring and the most life-changing habit on this list. And every day, do one thing you don't feel like doing, but know you should. Like, send the message you're avoiding, and finish the task you keep delaying. And start the workout even when you're tired. And have the uncomfortable conversation. But nothing dramatic, just one hard thing. Because discipline isn't built in big moments. It's built in these small daily decisions. And this habit builds resilience, real confidence, and quiet inner strength. And by 2026, this one habit will separate you from everyone who keeps waiting to feel ready. Because ready doesn't come first, action does. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Your future won't be built by big moments, but it will be built by boring days done right. Because no one will clap while you build discipline, and no one will notice you saving money, reading quietly, or walking alone. But in 2026, the results will speak louder than explanations ever could. So let me ask you this. Which one of these boring habits are you starting today? Comment the number below and commit to it. And if this video helped you, then like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this reminder. Because your 2026 self is watching you right now and hoping you don't quit on the boring work that changes everything.